morning. Happy Saturday, everyone. Broadcasting live from Morelia, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek. And this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. And every Saturday, we get together with people from all over the world and celebrate the joys of living in Mexico. We got lots of clips to share with you this week. And I want to thank each and every one of you for coming together with all of our group this morning. We got Jamie in Montreal. We got Char Williams. I think she's in Philly, short for Philadelphia. Go Kansas City next Sunday to kick that butt in the Super Bowl, because I know she's a Kansas City fan. And we got Rock Porch Conch. I think his name is Carl, really. And Carl sent me a message asking me when I'm going to put up the Monarch butterfly. We have some clips about the town of that coming up today, and I'm going to put up that video on Tuesday of this week. We have Tooth Fairy, who lives here in Morelia. Ola Tooth Fairy, we're going to have to get together sometime. And we got Ryan in the house. Ola, Ryan, great to have you here. A lot's going on. If you're new here, if this is your first time, let us know you're here. Let us know where you are. Ask questions. What do you want to know? I don't know everything about living in Mexico, though I've been here for 20 years. This is my tomorrow, the 2nd, I moved down here the 2nd of February from my memory, 20 years ago. So now I for years I've been saying, oh, I've been here almost 20 years, almost 20 years, almost 20 years. Now I've been here 20 years, and tomorrow is the anniversary. I got on a plane. I left Columbus, Ohio. Yes, and it was like 20 degrees below zero. And I remember I had a friend take me to the airport, and my plane was leaving around 7:30 in the morning, and we went to a Wendy's, and we got coffee on the way to the airport. It was freezing. Got on the airport on a direct flight to Puerto Vallarta, and when I landed, it was 90 degrees. Got to my new apartment that was a hellhole shack that I was paying way too much money for. I was getting ripped off by some expats lived in California. It was terrible. I didn't know. I thought everybody lived in a hellhole like that in Mexico. And that's where it all started 20 years ago. Tanya in the house. Welcome, Tanya. I believe she's in Seattle. Thank you. Thank you. And Vibes. I've been watching videos about Vibes lately. Yeah, Vibes. And thank you for those vibes. Lenora Wilson, good morning. I'm busy. Y'all packing up. You packing up, Lenora. Come on down. Don't wait. Some people wait. I got a friend. I'm not going to say where this person is, but for the last 15 years, they're saying, I'm moving to Hawaii. I'm going to live in Hawaii. I'm going to move to Hawaii. And now the dude is almost 70. I don't know if he's ever going to make it. Yeah, just make the move. Come on down. It's fabulous down here. This morning, it was 41 degrees. It's going to go up to 72 today. And December and January were kind of chilly here. Get up in the morning, be like 36 degrees, but it'll be going up to like 65, 72. And the long range forecast now is starting in about 10 days. It'll be a low of about 55 in the middle of February. Sometimes I have to tell myself, it's February, it's January, and in the daytime, it's warm. I got my shorts on, a t-shirt, no socks, flip-flops, It's warm. Sun is out right now. I'm looking out my window over here. There are no clouds in the sky. It's a beautiful day. Come on down. Okay. Give us a real real estate website in Morelia. Let me work on that. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man. Just go to. Here's what you do. Okay. First of all, go to buildgeek.org. Go to buildgeek.org, click on FAQs, and the second link from the top, you will find Rosie. And Rosie will help you find real estate in Morelia, and she has a website. And you can contact her, you can email her, and she will hook you up with real estate in Morelia. That's the best I know. Other than that, just go to Google and type in Morelia, Mexico real estate. Try that. I bought the Valares yearly pass. Oh, this morning. Is that $750? And you can fly all you want? Tell us about that, Jamie. Happy. Thank you very much, Ryan Liston Henry, also living in Morelia. And I think he's loving it. He's only been here about 2 months. He came down here when it was cold, and we got William Mustache Stoneman in the house. The paradise visit to Ajijic is over, and the Guadalajara airport headed back to East Tennessee, and he's thinking about moving to Ajijic. I wish you well on that decision. And we got Marco in the house. Marco, thank you very much for your blessings, and thank you so much for all the tips you have shared with me, so I could share all of those cities with all you people here in the room. And the Buck Stops here is in the house. Hola, que haces? We're going live. Buck Stops here. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. She thinks, so she speaks. Mary Jane in the house. Has the U.S. Mexican deportation caused any travel problems? Well, this stuff just kicked off on the 20th of January. So I'll be on the road. I'll be on the road all of this week's, and I'll be taking a very long bus ride for about 4 or 5 hours. I don't think I'll learn more this week when I'm on the road. I'm not telling you where I'm going, but I'm going to 2 cities. They're both fabulous. They're both unheard of cities. I'm not going to give you any idea of where they're near. Are they in the mountains? Are they on the ocean? Where could they be? What mysterious place am I going to this week? But as of right now, no, there are no transportation problems. And as of today, this is when Trump has said he has instituted the 25% tariffs on Mexico, Canada, 10% tariffs for China. I'm curious to see what effect that has on the peso. Right now, the peso is still at a 10-year low as far as value goes, which means your dollar goes a lot further. Also, I was at the grocery store yesterday and I took some videos. I may put up this video about the price of eggs in Mexico, and I shot the video using my secret glasses. And you can get a dozen eggs right now at an expensive grocery store. A dozen eggs for $1.98. If you buy from the local stores on the corner, You can get a dozen eggs for about $1.68 at the big grocery store. I got a big truck going by the front window. Sounds like a water delivery truck. But if you buy 3 dozen eggs, I don't know who would buy 3 dozen eggs, but they got a bunch of them. If you buy 3 dozen eggs, you can get 3 dozen eggs for about $8. My math isn't that good, but and there's eggs everywhere. Eggs everywhere. I watch the news and I keep seeing it in the United States having egg shortages. Eggs are expensive. Whatever. Hello, running is my medicine. Bless you. Bill, any chance you could go over how to donate directly here on YouTube, or do you prefer to donate in a different way? Well, okay, real quick. Oh, just scroll down the page you're watching right now. And I think the first 3 or 4 paragraphs are all for search engine optimization, so I can get people to find out about the channel. And then right below, it's like paragraph 3 or 4, it says donate to the channel, and you click that button and you get in there, and then you can donate via PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discovery Card. That's the best method right now. Let me know if you have a problem with that. Helen in the house from sunny Wilmington, Delaware. Tell Joe Biden I said hello and thank you for happy anniversary. Dominique is in the house, and I do believe Dominique is here in Morelia. Okay. Okay. Now, this is a good tip. This is a very good tip. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Essentially, you only pay for taxes and airport fees for 1 year as long as there's a seat available. So that sounds like you're almost flying standby, which I've done many times in the past. That's a very good tip. 1 year for $500, and you can fly all over Mexico. Jamie, that is an excellent tip. Thank you for sharing. Liston Henry, January 29th, made 1 year. I made my first trip to Morelia. Congratulations. We ought to get together, have a big fiesta. Johnny Williams in the house. Buenos dias, Senor Bill. Hope you're doing well. Enjoying your two from Tejas. Thank you. Okay, now somebody just sent a donation via PayPal. Let's see who it was. It was from Char Williams. Thank you, Char Williams, for donating to the channel. Thank you for helping me pay for these trips. And I've taken a lot of local trips here in the last. Anyway, I got a lot of clips to share. A lot of travel coming up. The Monarch butterfly videos coming out on Tuesday. I'm going to put it up today and delay its broadcast until Tuesday. I'm going to show you some clips from that trip this morning, and then I will lay that to rest. I'm really excited about the trips that I have planned for this week. They're going to be fabulous. Taking the drone, taking all my equipment, and before I show you some clips, let's get down here to David. David, hola, Bill, and Maria. Good morning to all. David, did that video help you out? David, he's here in Morelia, and he reached out to me, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and he wanted information on how to change your address in Mexico. I have a video on that, and David, I hope, and I sent you a link to that video in WhatsApp. You said you got it. I hope that helped you out. Here we go. That includes the U.S. and other countries that they fly to as well. Very good. Thank you, Jamie. Okay, now let's see what's going on. We got people contributing to the channel like crazy over here. What's going on? Somebody else just contributed to. Oh, it's Ryan. Thank you, Ryan, very much for your generous donation to the channel. That's greatly appreciated. Okay. I see a lot of overinflated prices caused by expats. Some of the properties are more than the USA. Yes, that is true. And specifically, I put up a video earlier in this week, and it's 10 cities to live in. I put that up Monday or Tuesday. It's like 10 different cities. They are all pueblos mágicos around Morelia, with the exception of one, which is Uapan. And at the beginning of that video, I say, okay, I'm going to share with you what it costs to live in these pueblos mágicos all around Morelia. And the rent for 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, fully furnished, and the price range. Now let me say that again. That's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, fully furnished. And of all those 10 cities, the price range was between $350 to $750 per month. But I've done videos for each of those cities. Somebody else contributed to the channel. Rocket Mail. Oh, I should remember who this is. Drummond. Oh, Tanya. Thank you so much, Tanya, for contributing to the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, you guys, for contributing to the channel. So all 10, I have visited all of those cities within the last 3 months. And in all of those cities, only the Butterfly City I saw any expats, and they were scientists from all over the world studying butterflies. Other than that, in almost all of those cities I went to, I saw 0 expats. And at the beginning of that video, I said, okay, I'm going to show you 10 cities, and you probably haven't heard of them. And somebody left a comment and said, yeah, Bill, I've never heard of any of those cities. So if you go to popular tourist cities, Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, Ajijic, places that people have heard of, the prices are higher. And I mean, I've done videos with Katie Ibarra in Ajijic, a very good realtor. And I've done videos with her where some of the buildings she had for sale were like $20 million, houses for $2 million. I mean, yeah, that's like U.S. prices. But if you get away from the tourist places, you will find some fabulous places. I did a video with Katie Ibarra. Our first real estate video was outside of Chapala in a place called, it was called Ibarra, something Ibarra. It's about 10 miles away from Chapala. It was a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom new house for $149,000. I was ready to buy that place. It was fabulous. So whatever. All right, Bill. Thank you very much, Ryan. Dominique. Someone mentioned we should do a group breakfast here. Celebrating your anniversary would be a great experience. Happy anniversary. Okay, let me think about that. Maybe we can do that in March. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that in March. Yeah, breakfast. Yeah, a group. Let's do that. Thank you, Dominique, for the idea. David, yes, it did. Thank you. I have an appointment with immigration on Wednesday. Wow, you have to get an appointment for a change of address? Okay. My parents are from Uapan. I love that city and the carnitas. David here in Morelia says, oh, you got to eat the carnitas. And he was so right, man. The food down here in Mexico is fabulous. Sammy D from Tennessee. Good morning, Bill, from Sammy, Dallas, and fam in East Tennessee, headed to Querétaro and San Miguel Allende in March. Come on down. Autumn Green in the house. Happy to be here. And I wonder if Shine Bomb will begin to deport Americans due to the Trump policies. I don't think so. I think as long as your visas are legal, I don't think she's going to play like that. I don't think so. I got a permanent visa, and people, it wouldn't make sense. I don't know what she's going to do, but she's very educated. She's not a hater. She's up front. She's for the benefit of Mexico. And for people if you're illegal in Mexico, meaning you don't have a tourist visa, you don't have a 1, 2, 3, or 4 year visa or a permanent visa. Yeah, if you don't have those and you're illegal, I know people that have been deported just because they're illegal. But to me, with all of these solvency requirements now to get in and to get a 1-year visa, 2-year visa, 3-year visa, 4-year visa, or a permanent visa. I mean, to get a permanent visa down here now, you got to have like $50,000-$60,000 in the bank, or be bringing in like $5,000 a month and be able to show a year or 6 months of tax documents. I mean, Mexico, they only give visas to people that have cash. And if these people move down here and they live here and they have cash and they spending money, they buying tacos, furniture, Mercedes-Benz and Audis, they buying properties. Why would you deport them? That would be stupid. That would just be stupid. So I don't see that being a problem. Okay, Axel Foley in the house. He's been visiting with us for years. I think he was the 3rd subscriber I ever had. And we got Cassie Davis in the house contributing to the channel. Ola Bill, I have a challenge. You do next Saturday's video in Spanish. Now, I'm not going to do that. I could do it, but then nobody who would understand what I'm talking about? Maybe you, nobody else. But first of all, thank you so much for contributing to the channel. Good morning, Bill, and all in the house this morning, plus happy 20th anniversary. Thank you, Brian. Brian's been showing up on Saturday mornings like forever. And then we got Sammy D. What's Sammy D talking about? Breakfast between the 14th and the 20th. Let me take a screenshot of that. And Brian Maiden contributing to the channel. Brian, I was thinking about you last Saturday after the broadcast, and I was thinking about you yesterday, and I was laying in bed this morning. I woke up in the middle of the night, had to go to the bathroom, and I was thinking about Brian Maiden, because last week Brian Maiden contributed to the channel, and I don't think I said thank you. And I was thinking, oh no, I was thinking this last Saturday after the Brian, I was thinking, I think Brian Maiden contributed to the channel. And I didn't say thank you. I felt so bad, Brian. But this week, I'm going to say thank you very much for donating to the channel and just being here as always, as you have been for like the last 3 years. David, I should get my permanent. Oh, good for you, David. It feels so good to be permanent. And I'm going to say my first maybe 7 years, all I had was the tourist visa. So I was going back and forth every 180 days. 2 times I forgot. And I had to get, it was not good what happened. It was no fun. Then I had a 1-year visa. I had 2 2-year visas. And that's all well, good, and fine. You know, your date's coming up. You got to get your immigration attorney, do all the paperwork again. Okay, that's all well, good, and fine. But once you get your permanent visa, it feels really good. And I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. I got my permanent visa. Where was I? I think the office was in Chapala, actually, at the immigration office in Chapala. And I'd done all my paperwork and I was going to pick up my permanent card. And I go in, I get the card, and the lady behind the counter spoke fluent English. She was Mexican. And she said to me, she said, Mr. Lewis, and look at your card. There's no expiration date. And it feels so good to be legal and permanent and know that all is cool and you don't have to go through that anymore. Okay, JH. What's he talking about? I live in Austin, Texas, a professor at the UT system, and I just became a Mexican citizen. Good for you. I'm looking for properties to sell to gringos. Good for you. Nice hustle. Yeah. You can, you can make money down here selling properties. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah. Hey. Oh, very good. Small world. Okie doke. Crapo, Dr. John. He was, I think Crapo was my first subscriber. Greetings from sunny Lancaster County, PA. Do you think that Mexico will crack down on expats who are using tourist visas rather than temporary blah, 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 tit for tat? That's a very good question, Dr. John. Very good question. About a year ago, we saw a crackdown. They weren't automatically giving out 180-day visas, not automatic. All of a sudden, they were giving out like 7-day visas, 9-day visas. And Dr. John, you'll probably remember here on the broadcast, people were saying in certain cities, they were stopping people and asking for your legal papers and stuff. People were getting deported. This is like a year ago. And all of that seems to have calmed down or gone away. So let's just see what happens. The U.S. sanctions on Mexico supposedly start today. So let's see all we can do is see what Claudia does. But from what I'm seeing in the news about her, she appears to be very stable, very loving, very super intelligent, super competent. Claudia is the real deal. Claudia is the real deal, filled with love, but she's no knucklehead. She's no knucklehead. She's not stupid. I don't think she's vengeful. She's out to do good for the world. That's what I think. So we'll see. We'll see. Somebody else just donated via PayPal. Wow, we're getting a lot of these. Who is this? Margaret, thank you so much for contributing to the channel by clicking my donate. Thank you so much. And then Dominique over here donating to the channel. Thank you so much. God bless you for helping pay for these trips. I'm going to be on the road this week. Thank you so much. Tooth Fairy. Bill, the qualification. Bill, the qualifications for permanent residencies is over. Oh my God, 300,000, not 60,000. Yeah, I got my permanent residency. So if you like men with money, big money, I got permanent residency. Yeah. Thank you. And again, if you're new here, first of all, click the subscribe button. And that just goes to show you, I talk a lot of stuff. I say stuff. I don't know a lot of stuff. So thank you, Tooth Fairy. Gabby's Caroline. Great info. Hello from the Woodlands, northwest of Houston, Texas. Watching you and enjoying fruit, coffee, and pan dulce. That means sweet bread. It would be much better there, however. It's always good. Bill, how did you eventually get your permanency? Would you mind sharing? Not a problem. I'm an open book. Well, okay. Let's see how this went down. I got my first 1-year visa in Puerto Vallarta. I had an immigration attorney down there. Then I moved to Guadalajara, and then I got a new immigration attorney, and his name was Alvaro. And if you want, his office is in Guadalajara, but he visits Ajijic once a week. And he can hook you up, and hundreds of our 13,000 subscribers have used Alvaro, and you can find all of his contact information at buildthegeek.org under FAQs, under immigration attorney. So he got me two-year visas. And then I said, hey, Alvaro, can I get a permanent visa? And he said, sure. So he hooked me up, got a permanent visa in Chapala. And the thing is, after you get your first, and I may be wrong on this, and you guys will, I know you will correct me if I'm wrong, but after I'm thinking, I had to give the Mexican government all kinds of information for my 1-year visa. I don't even remember if I had to give them any financial information for my permanent visa. But looking back, I'm thinking that I did, because I'm remembering that I got upset that I gave them my banking information, but then the government of Mexico charged me $200 to translate my bank statements to Spanish, which really sucked, because I could have had the bank do that. I didn't know. So, but that was it. So I think after you get your first visa, no matter what kind it is, it gets easier and easier. But I got my permanent visa, it must have been 6-7 years ago, before they started these wild, you got to have like $50 million to get a permanent visa. That's pretty much, I just did the paperwork and got in early. Jerry Dover, good morning. Almost missed you, Bill. Hope all is well. Jerry, great to see you here. We got Doc in the house. I completed the first part of my residency here in Atlanta. The interview was very intense. I passed, and now I'm on my way to Chapala in May. Alvaro, there he is representing for the last part of at IMM. Congratulations, Doc. Another Alvaro story. Good for you, Doc. Hugh, Meg, thank you for your contribution. I think that was you. Hey there, Bill. I just got my temporary residency visa and am packing to go to Mexico in March. I will be studying Spanish and exploring places to live. Thank you for your inspiration. I tell you, man, well, I've been down here 20 years. I don't know how many places I have been to since I started this channel 4 years ago. I've visited, there are 9 pueblos mágicos. That means magical towns. And to be a magical town in Mexico, you have to get approved by UNESCO, and there are a little more than 177 magical towns in Mexico out of thousands and thousands. And near Morelia, there are 9. I have done videos on all 9. And I put those up in a video, I think it was Monday or Tuesday of this week, with links to all of those cities. I'm going to say my favorite one was Pátzcuaro. There are so many wonderful places to live in Mexico. And there are many of them are super affordable with loving Mexican people. Cost of living is great. For me, if you look around, give yourself some time. I'm going to say, if you move down here, it's kind of natural to get screwed over when you first get here, unless you know somebody. But I have many videos I've put up about how to find apartments down here. I can think of 3 videos, 3 different ways to find apartments. One is through Facebook groups. One is posting on Facebook groups. One way is finding an Airbnb owner with many properties and finding apartments like that. But you might come down for a year, 6 months, a year, and get screwed over. But that's okay. It's a learning curve. Pay a little more. And then look around. Just look around. And also, if you work, I'm going to say it again, if you work online, if you're young, come down when you're young. I think I got to Mexico and I was 45 years old. No, I must have been 48. I was 48 years old when I got here. I waited too long. If you're working online, come down here. Your money will go so far, and it's like a stress-free life. I mean, yeah, you're working. When I first got here, I was just working all the work all through the day. I was younger, and then I'd be partying every night. I hate to say it, I don't do it anymore. Now I'm at home. I'm in bed almost every night by 9 o'clock. If I can, I go to bed at 7:30. But I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, do my walk, and my whole life is making these videos. But if you can work online and you're like 25, 30 years old, then come on down. Then you can work online, travel Mexico. So when you're working online, it doesn't matter where you are. Now with all, thank you. And because of you guys that have contributed to the channel, I got equipment to travel with, cameras, computers, cell phone hotspot. I mean, I prefer to broadcast live from here, but I can broadcast live on the road. So if you can work online, come down here early. Don't wait until you're retired. But whatever. I just started going there. I'm sorry. All right, now. Good morning, my fellow Buckeye. That's the Ohio State University. I know you enjoyed the game. Running late in, watching, but here now. Thank you, Yah. Big time adventures. Bill, will you try to get Mexican citizenship? Right now, I'll think about it. Right now, I don't see any benefits. I don't see any benefits for me in it. I mean, I can use if the United States goes down the tube, then okay, then I'm a Mexican citizen. Okay, that would be a good thing. I'll have to think about that. I've been thinking about it, but I don't know. Hi, Doc. My visa ends in May. Headed back to Atlanta then. Okay. Now, Axel Foley, thank you for contributing to the channel. When the mornings are cold in Morelia, start your day with a shot of tequila. I don't think that would be a good thing, Axel. Not with my morning walk. I start my day at 6 o'clock with my 4 or 5 mile walk and some meditation, and that'll work for me right now. Because if I got out of bed and did a shot, if I got out of bed and did a shot at 6 a.m., something tells me I might just do a bottle. I'd be all ripped up by about 10:30 in the morning. I don't think that would work out so well. Okay, I feel like the whole state of Michoacan is, yes, it is. And in the neighborhood that I live in, this is the good thing about walking where you live. I've only been here for 7 months. I know almost everybody on my street. My street is a half mile long. I know who owns what car. I know in my building, I know when people start up their cars, I know whose car they are. The dogs in the neighborhood own me. Up this way at the end of the street, you walk up this hill, you get to the end of the street, and there's this old guy, and he's got these 3 little dogs. I mean, little dogs. And about the time I get up there the second time in the morning, all 3 little dogs come out, and they all have little sweaters on. They're a trip, okay? So when I first started going up there, they would bark at me, blah, 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 like that. And they would come out, and then they go back in. They come out and do their business, then they go back in. But now they know who I am. It's like now they come out, and they just look at me. They don't even bark anymore. Then there's a Doberman Pinscher at the bottom of the hill. He's behind like a gate in the garage. I can see him. And he used to bark at me. He doesn't bark at me anymore. But the good thing about walking, getting out into your neighborhood, getting out to meet your neighbors. I don't want to go visit. I don't want to go visit their houses. I don't want to hang out with them. I'm not like that. Actually, what's going on over here? Let's go back this way. And somebody else donated to the channel through the link in the description. Aleta Gardner, thank you very much. God bless you for contributing to the channel. I appreciate each and every one. But Anyway, it's great. These little walks, I get to meet all my neighbors. They're all wonderful people. Life is good down here. Okay, now. Okay, now. Uh, okay. Shirley W. Happy anniversary, Bill. Thank you, Shirley. What anniversary are you celebrating? I'm celebrating the day I got on a plane in Columbus, Ohio, February 2nd, and flew into Puerto Vallarta. And pretty much, other than going home to, going to the United States to take care of my father for 4 months before he died. I lived there for that 4 months, but pretty much other than a couple of vacations, I've been down here for 20 years. That is what I am celebrating this month. Meg, right now, the facilitator I work with says after 4 years of a TR visa, you can get your permanent one without meeting the. Oh, okay. Hopefully that stays that way. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the way it was with me. Can you get an old age pension thanks to. Okay. Carmen, and I think you've told us about that before. You gave us a name for it. You can get like 3,600 pesos a month. I think you told us about that. Can you post us the name of that thing again, please? Because, hey, if I can pick up 3,600 pesos a month, that's like $150, $180 a month. Sure, I could, pay my phone bill. Won't Mexican citizenship help you as far as health insurance? I don't know. Thank you very much. Crypto OG, I watched another YouTuber visiting Morelia. She commented that in January there was, I think, 11 or 13 killings. Is that true? Could be. That's not very many, really. It's like 1 million. There's 1 million people here. Got 1 million people here. So 11 or 13 killings. I mean, that's nothing. Okay. We ought to celebrate. Yee-hoo! Only 11 or 13 killings in a town of more than 1 million people. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. Columbus has a population of about 1 million people. And for a while, Columbus was the murder capital of the United States. That's nothing. Yeah. Do you recommend temporary or permanent residency? I would get a permanent residency because then you can just forget about it. Hey, Bill, have you ever thought about adopting a dog that might need a home? They have a lot to choose from. No. After my 20 years of living here, this is the first building I have ever lived in, and I've lived in a lot of places where they don't allow dogs here. I mean, all my neighbors, all up and down the street, they have dogs. Everybody on this street has a dog, except the people in this building. In this building, you're not allowed to have dogs or any form of pets, and you're not allowed to have children. Ha, ha, ha. Woo, no dogs, no children in my building. Uh-oh. I recommend to marry a Mexican citizen. Okay. Thank you for that recommendation. Billy, I got the senior citizens discount without having the card. I just ask. Okay. Now I have a bus ticket to Guadalajara, taking luxury bus ET, and for a fraction of the price, only cost me $24. That's yeah. I take my seniors. I tell you what, the trips that I'm going. If you watch the video I put up, it was Monday or Tuesday. It says 10 cities in Mexico, all, this, I just put that up. Every one of those places I went, everyone, when I took the bus, everywhere I go, I use my senior citizens discount card. I get half off. So the place I'm going Monday. I'm going to spend 2 nights down there. I bet that's going to cost me, I think, about 600 pesos. That's $30 one way. So instead of spending $30, I'm going to spend $15 with my one way. Now, I've gotten to know this lady. Well, I'm not even going to bring that up, but she owns a property. I'm going to say it's a 4-hour drive away from here. And she's going to take the freeway, the paid freeway. They call it the autopista. Okay. And when you drive on the autopista, it's expensive because you every 20 miles, you're going to give them like, I'm going to say $8. It seems like about every 20 miles. And I'm going to say the tolls on the autopista for a 4 or 5 hour drive, it's going to cost you about $50. It costs almost as much as gas, and gas is expensive down here. So you get in your car, you fill up your gas tank, you drive for 4 or 5 hours. That's about a tank of gas. That's going to cost you about 75. Okay, I'm just talking out my butt right now. All my figures could be wrong, but okay, so let's say it's $75 for gas. Then you're going to pay $50 in tolls. That's like $125 one way. So you can get on the bus with your senior citizens discount card and pay $15 and not worry about any accidents. So you can drive and pay $125 or take the bus and spend like $15. That's a no-brainer for me. No car insurance, no worrying about accidents, whatever. Okay, I don't even know how I ended up going down that road to the ferry. Okay. Can you recommend a facilitator to help with temporary or permanent visa? I can recommend 2. One, here in the Morelia area, go to buildthegeek.org. Go to FAQs. And the second contact on that list is Rosie. That's if you want a facilitator in Morelia or in Pátzcuaro. If you want a facilitator in the Guadalajara, Ajijic, Jocotepec, or Chapala area, then contact Alvaro. You will find him at buildthegeek.org. Click on FAQs, and that's the best I can do. Or if you go to the bottom of the description of this video, then you can join Mariana's Mexico relocation guide. That'll cost you $500 for a lifetime subscription that is updated daily. She can connect you with facilitators throughout the country of Mexico. Local facilitators all over Mexico. That is at the very bottom of the description below. Also, she can connect you with hospitals, guides that will show you around whatever city you're in, how to buy properties. It's $499. It's a lifetime subscription, but it is a wealth of information. Sounds lovely in that building of yours. My building, I love my building. Okay, now, happy anniversary, Bill. May you have more peaceful, prosperous years. Thank you so much. Hey, Bill, My wife is Mexican, dual citizen. Does that mean I can become a Mexican citizen too? Talk to a facilitator. Yes. Crypto OG, Marco, do a search on the topic. She is correct. Actually, it's gone up since, but being from and living in Chicago, so it's all relative. There you go. And Marco knows. I got some clips here. First, when I go on the road this week, I for some reason I made a list of what I take with me when I go on the road. Very important is I take my phone charger, and it's a really good phone charger. So because I'm taking photos all the time, I'm taking videos and photos all the time, and then when I'm on the bus, I got my, I did have these Sony, I had this Sony headset right here, but the sound sucked. It just wasn't gratified. Hear what I'm saying? So I got these Apple EarPods, and these are the bomb, man. So I put these on. I can listen to my music on some buses, on the nice bus lines. I can have my laptop connect to my cell phone hotspot. And on these buses, they have electrical outlets, so I can charge my laptop if I'm on the bus for 4 or 5 hours. I'm listening to my music with my Apple iPods. I'm connected to the internet with my cell phone hotspot. It's all good. But my charger for my telephone is very important because I'm going to put my drone up. That works on the cell phone. I want to have my cell phone totally charged when I get off the bus for my trip. When I go to the hotels, I take my surge protector with me. I take a very long electrical, what do they call them? What do they call that? Extension cord. I take a very long extension cord for my hotel room. Also, I take one of those electrical converter plugs so that you can take a 2-prong plug, and then I have an adapter so that it goes to a 3-prong plug. So I can put the 2-prong plug in there because my extension cord has 3 prongs, and most of my computer equipment has. So I got that in case the hotel is old and stuff. I take a bar of Dove soap with me. I love my Dove soap, and I put it in a Ziploc bag. Also, I've learned from traveling that my toothpaste, I always put it in a Ziploc bag, because one time I traveled with my toothpaste and I just put it there all by itself. And when I got to my destination, the tube got squashed and it put toothpaste all over my clothes. Yes, I learn as I go. So that's what I'm doing. That's how I travel. Okay, now, I don't understand this. Sorry, not bull. That came out as a typo. Okay. And got sent by accident. What I meant was to say, Bill, is the reason I chose Morelia, but Mariana is the reason I chose this location from watching her videos. Okay. I was babbling a little earlier, Dominique, but when I was talking about meeting my neighbors, what I was really trying to say was one of my neighbors down the street, around the corner, his name is David. And I started talking to him. And this was the first time I ever met him, and he moved to Morelia from Mexico City like 15 years ago, and he told me that Morelia is like a big town. It doesn't really have a city mentality. It has a town quality, which kind of tones down. It's a major city. It's got 1 million people here. International airport. It has everything, but it is a town, and it is an unexposed, non-big expat town. And that's a good thing. I like that. Okay, now, and here is Tooth Fairy telling her story. I'm always walking on the streets of Morelia at all hours of night, wearing 14-karat bracelet and necklace. I never felt the least fearful. Try walking in any American city like that. And she is so right. In my 20 years down here, what really freaked me out when I lived in Puerto Vallarta was when I first got there, you would see, I swear to God, this freaked me out. You would see little old ladies. You could look at them, frail. You look at them, you think you're like 85 years old. And they're walking around like 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, going to get some eggs, some milk somewhere. I mean, with no fear. You see little kids, like you see these little 4-year-old kids going to the store all by themselves for their parents to pick up some egg. 4 years old, 5, all by themselves, no fear. And when I was partying hard in Puerto Vallarta, sometimes I'd be out till like 6 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd walk from El Centro in Puerto Vallarta back to my apartment. That was like 15 blocks, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Nobody bothered me. Another thing in Puerto Vallarta, when I was doing that party thing, it was common in Puerto Vallarta to see somebody that got really drunk, passed out on a sidewalk, shoes on, nice clothes on. They're on a sidewalk sleeping, and nobody bothers them. I mean, even in Columbus, Ohio, if you're all passed out, the police would come take you away. But then some other people, before the police got there, they'd come take all your stuff, get your wallet, search your pocket, take your money, take your shoes, probably take your clothes. No, Mexico is very, very safe. Of course, there are always exceptions. Bill, I'm looking for a realtor to have my house appraised. I live in a small town. What town do you live in? Do they have a realtor online for small cities in Mexico? Good question. Go to Davis, go to buildgeek.org, go to FAQs, and find Katie Ibarra, and email her or call her directly. She's been in real estate for 6 years or more in the Ajijic area. You can contact her, ask her those questions, or join the Mexico Relocation Guide. Click that, buy that. It's $499 a year. It's a lifetime subscription. Try that. Now, Shirley, you look cold, Bill. Have some hot tea or something. Well, it's getting warmer here. Right now here, it's about 55 degrees. It'll go up to 73. I have three pairs of socks on. I'm down to one hoodie. 3 weeks ago, I was on broadcasting with 3 hoodies, so it's getting warmer. You're right. It is wonderful here, and Tooth Fairy is right as well. I never feel unsafe here at night. unlike many other major cities I have lived in. Yeah, man. I've spent a lot of time in New York City. I lived in the Bay Area for 5 years. And I tell you what, it really surprised me that how dangerous it was living in San Francisco. I mean, really, you can get robbed in San Francisco, the city of love. Yeah, you can. You can be on the bus, get ripped off, whatever. It's really wonderful here. Big time. I got my permanent residency with a facilitator or lawyer. I applied in Chicago. Go pick up resident card in Guadalajara without an attorney. It's easy and exciting to do these things. Also, I know a guy in Puerto Vallarta, an older black guy. I haven't seen him in years. His name was Josh. Black guy. He was like 85 back then, but he would walk like 5 to 6 miles a day, totally in shape. 85. He was a Canadian. He had a Canadian passport, an American passport, and he had a Mexican passport. And he got his Mexican passport all on his own. He had no assistance. And he said, Bill, it's really not that hard. Just, do your research and you'll be okay. Whatever. Davis, small towns are part of larger municipalities, sort of like unincorporated townships in the U.S. Look up that municipality. Yeah, very good. Thank you, Marco, for your helpful tip. Get ready. The heat is coming. Thank God. But when I got here in July of this year, it didn't seem that hot coming from Mazatlan. I mean, there's no humidity here. I didn't even sweat. I didn't think about air conditioning. Thank you, Dave. America is no longer land of the free. It has become an oligarchy. Need to leave while we can. Come on down. Come on down. And Tooth Fairy, very good for you, Tooth Fairy. You can do it by yourself. But hey, but there are facilitators out there that can help you. Okay, now I do have some clips. I know it's late in the broadcast. I'm looking at my notes here. I'm doing some research now on using ATMs in Mexico, though I've been doing it for years. I think I made a video about it. I have some concerns, but I'll talk about that at some other time. Let's go to some clips. Last week. Oh, also, I think I have, after doing this for 4 years, I think I have found the recipe on mixing travel and creating the videos. And because I got to travel to create videos. But when do you travel? Where do you go? How long do you stay? That whole thing. When do you come back? When do you edit the videos? So I think I've got this down. It's like 1 week. I leave on Monday. I stay for a week, go to a couple of places, and then I come back that Friday, and then I've got videos to show you guys for like 2 weeks. If I travel to 2 places in a week, then I can come back for a week, not go anywhere, and I have videos to show you guys for 2 weeks. And that way I'm not all spazzed out in a production craziness. So I think that's going to work out pretty good. I'm at home for a week. I'm on the road for a week. Home, on the road. So I just got back, and last week I was showing you guys my trip to Angangueo, which is the butterfly capital of Mexico. I still have, I'm going to put up that video Tuesday. It's about the city itself. It's a fabulous city. And to get there, I did a video about Ciudad de Hidalgo. Beautiful, beautiful place. I don't know if I could live there. I think I could. If I was working online, I could definitely live there. So I have some clips about that city. Also, I was doing some research on ATMs this morning, and it came to mind one of my worst experiences in Mexico was when I lived in El Arenal. And El Arenal, I think I lived there like 3 months on a farm. It's between the towns of Tequila and Guadalajara. So you can drive from El Arenal, a population of about 4,000 people. You can drive to Guadalajara in like 15 minutes or to the town of Tequila in like 15 minutes. But El Arenal had a population of about 4,000 people. They only had one bank and one money machine. And this morning I was researching ATMs and which ones to use, which ones not to use. One of the most terrible things about El Arenal, they only had one bank and one money machine. And I'm going to say, and I had to drive from this farm about 15 minutes to get into town to go to the money machine. I'm going to say half the time I went to the money machine, it didn't have any money because it was the only money machine in the town. And then when you went to the money machine, there'd be like 20 people waiting to get the money. So as I move ahead with these videos, now when I start visiting places, I'm going to be, when I go to these smaller towns like the butterfly capital of Mexico, I didn't look around to see, do they have money machines here? Because I don't want to encourage people to go visit a place or to live in a place, and they get this great place and they find out there's only one money machine and only half the time they have money. That's just a side story. But anyway, here is of this town. And I had sorry about that, but that video had audio, so I couldn't talk in the background. But that's Angan Gueo. Angan Gueo. I'm going to show you this video, but there's audio, so I can't talk. But you're going to see a group of people. This is a side street, and these are scientists from all over the world taking a tour of the city.
As you remember, Monarch has don't respect boundaries. They don't understand about Mexico, Canada, and US. They just come here because here they...
Now that in that video, I forgot to get rid of the sound, so I couldn't talk there. Here we go. So that guy, he's speaking fluent English. And this is just one of the many murals. When you go to this town, it's a beautiful town. Beautiful town. I could live there in a minute. The people were, but there are paintings and murals like this all over the town. And there it is, Anguangueo Butterfly, Pueblo Magico in in the state of Michoacan. That's where I was last week. Fabulous town. Totally enjoyed it, and the people were very friendly. And the places, here's a you're in the middle of town. You're walking down this side street. I mean, there are butterflies, Monarch butterfly art everywhere you go. I'm going to put this video up in full with descriptions about everything on Tuesday. There's just murals, and more murals. The food was very good. Paintings of butterflies. And at the end of this street, after you see the murals and the butterflies painted on the sidewalk, then we have these lovely dogs. I don't think anybody owns these dogs, but they're just walking around. They look like maybe they want to eat me. People feed the dogs, but then more butterfly ceramics sticking up out of the ground. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience, and more paintings. Yeah, it's very peaceful, and the place is out in the middle of the mountains. So some people have excursions. You have to get in some vehicle and drive maybe 20 miles to the butterfly sanctuaries. And some people take one-day trips where like they get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and leave Morelia, get to the butterfly sanctuaries like around noon, go check out the butterflies for 2 or 3 hours, then drive back about 5 hours, But I would say stay in this city, get a hotel in this city, walk around the city, down these beautiful un dulce d'Italia, walk around the town, see these beautiful buildings, and look at the mountains. I mean, what more can you want? Side streets like this, little teeny tiny walks. Imagine having an apartment on this lovely walkway here. Yeah, this is where I was last week, and here is the sign right in front of the church in El Centro. It was a beautiful place. Surely worth, I'm going to say, 3 nights in this town. And here's what the plaza looks like. They had lots of Mexican food, lots of taxis. I lived on the food in these restaurants in El Centro on the plaza. Fortunately, I didn't break a leg or anything like whatever happened to her. I was going into, and then if you're headed to the bathroom, this is the bathroom. Everywhere in Mexico, you have to pay like 5 pesos to go to the bathroom. But on the way to this bathroom, it was beautifully decorated with these paintings of where do you go to the bathroom and you could see artwork like so? This lady, she runs the bathroom. She comes up to me and she says, "Oh, you want to go to the bathroom?" Of course, all of that is in Spanish. I mean, it was just and side streets. Look at the side streets and the beautiful mountains. Imagine living in this town, and notice you see no garbage. You don't see a rock. You don't see a piece of paper. You don't see a gum wrapper. You don't see a Coca-Cola sign. I do believe that that is Miguel Hidalgo. And this is on the edge of town artwork all over this fabulous town. I mean, I just loved it. It's definitely worth the trip. And here's what the plaza looked like. It was a small plaza with a nice church, surrounded by restaurants, very quiet people, very friendly, beautiful women. I guess the men were beautiful too, but I don't pay attention to beautiful men. I just pay attention to the beautiful women. And I told you last week they treated me great at my hotel. And here's where I ate every day. This is where I would look at they got all this butterfly art, La Rockla is the name of this place. They had all kinds of Mexican food, but better than that, they had excellent cheeseburgers with everything for $2.50. And the lady told me, she said, these cheeseburgers are really big, and that's what I lived on, cheeseburgers. Why? Because I can take a cheeseburger back to the hotel and put it down, eat it like 4 or 5 hours later. It may be room temperature, but I know what it is and I can eat it, and that works for me. When you're on the road, you settle for a strange thing. Another thing I liked, on the main drag, walking to my hotel, many apartments have those little balconies on the second floor, so you can live there, look out on the streets. Again, notice no garbage anywhere. One of the paintings, another one of the paintings, and you'll see it here in a second. But as we scroll up, we can see someone painted the cover of this National Geographic issue that was published in 1976. I mean, this is just one of the joys of living in Mexico. That's why, I have a place to stay now, but I'm just walking around. This is what I do. Look at the name of this street. Callejon Monarca. Callejon Monarca. That means the street of the monarch butterfly. That is the name of the street. How can you decide Callejon Monarca, Callejon Monarca, and you guys, you got to see this because I show this everywhere I go. I got to show this. It's here. Look, that's walking to my hotel. Look at the mountains. I'm going to walk about 7 minutes to my hotel. Look at the mountains. And look here. That is the symbol for the place I show everywhere I go. That is the symbol. That little guy right there. Farmacias similares. Lo mismo pero más barato. That means pharmacia, similar, the same drugs, but cheaper. They're everywhere, man. They're everywhere. They got more of those than they do of than McDonald's. Now I do finally make it. To I'm on my way to see the butterflies, and now it's and I'm not going to show you the butterflies this week, but just briefly, I'm in the taxi with my guy Jose. He found my hotel for me, And he says, oh, there's a great view up here. I was with him for about 5 hours. Jose, he says, oh, there's a great view. I got to stop and show you this view. And here's the view. He stopped the taxi. He says, take pictures of this. And I mean, you know, look at that. Oh, I told him where I'm from, I live in a city in Ohio. I said, it's totally flat. And Columbus, Ohio is totally flat. If you're in a building that's 4 cities, that's 4 stories tall, you can see for 3,000 miles. You can see California from Ohio. It's so flat. And I told him that. He couldn't believe it. He says, what? You don't have mountains? Where you're from, you don't have mountains? Yeah, I said, nah, man, no mountains where I'm from. None of this. Look at that. Oh, talk about the joys of living in Mexico. Let me go back here just a little bit. Here we go. So that was my trip. I'll put up this video Tuesday with, it will be a bit more description, go into the church, show you more of this town. But it was super well worth the trip. But I tell you, if you're going to go see the butterflies, go stay in this town, explore the city, spend the night. And you really don't need to get to there are 2 butterfly sanctuaries nearby. But I was listening to this scientist I was eating breakfast at this table. The next table, the scientists there, they had a guide. And the guy said, well, we really don't want to get there until about 11 o'clock because that's when you really start seeing stuff. So go to this town, take a day, explore the city, eat well. The next day, have some breakfast, then go to the sanctuary. Come back to your hotel, spend another night or 2, and enjoy the joys of living in Mexico. Let's see what's going on. Okay, let's see what I'm missing out on. I may let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm only going back. Oh, here we go. Tooth Fairy. Boy, I missed. America has never landed the free and home of the brave, at least for some of us. That's funny. Oh, history is so funny. That's funny. Just off the wall question. I found this video chat, this YouTube channel. It's called The Why Files. I must have found this maybe 2 or 3 months ago. The Why Files. WHYFILES. Fascinating. This guy, he's a nut. And he studies all kinds of stuff. And he's talking, showing video clips, and he has a goldfish that talks to him. Okay. That makes the show funny. And then he has a pet camel. But he has all these historical shows. And last night I was watching one of his historical shows about Egypt and the history. That's very interesting. The history of the pyramids and the Sphinx. And then he had another video about the history of the electricity guy. You all know him. I forget him. I think his name starts with an L. And he built this thing that would have distributed free electricity to everybody on the planet. But J.P. Morgan didn't want to do that because J.P. Morgan owned gas companies, lumber companies, oil companies, coal companies, and all the distribution to all that stuff. So if this other guy made electricity free, this guy couldn't be a billionaire anymore. I mean, but anyway, If check out the Y files, they're super informative and very entertaining. I love it. And this guy, he puts up a video. He puts up one video, and 24 hours later, he has like 2 million views. People love him. I agree. I'm Native American and think Trump wants us deported too. Yes. Okay. Thanks for the info. Jesus Manuel Mena Garza. You are very welcome, Jerry Dover. Nor has it ever been great. People are just jumping at the bit now. Boy, they got opinions. Yeah. Everybody just sit tight. And I'm not going to go. You guys know I can go. You know where I can go. And I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to go political, but I remember the first time Trump was in office, every day, 4 times a day, something terrible. It was like 4 years of what's he going to do today? So hang tight. Just hang tight. Except, okay, Shirley, yeah. Okay, very good. Yes. My wife and I are both 70 plus. We enjoy visiting Mexico for several weeks at a time. No plans to move. Gracias. Yeah, big time adventures. Like, subscribe, and share. That's an excellent tip. Rudy, and Sheila, thanks for coming by. Yeah, so that place was wonderful. Good morning, Chris G. Good morning to you, Marco. Ola, Chris. They're buddies in Chicago. Kevin Winters. Were you always a geek, or did you turn into one? I've always been a geek. I've had a job since I was 7 years old. And I saved up money and I bought a Super 8 movie camera. I was making animated cartoons when I was in 6th grade. And I would make Play-Doh. I'd use Play-Doh to make animations. I had a G.I. Joe. I would animate G.I. Joe doing Kung Fu. When video cameras first came out, I was the kid at the high school only one who knew how the video equipment worked. I'd video everything at the high school. I've been a geek since I was in 6th grade, and I'm still Bill the Geek. That's what I am. And thank you, Chris G. Ola, Bill, my wife is warming up to the idea of relocating to Mexico. We'll be vacationing in Mazatlan in June. I was there for 2 years. Now I live in Morelia. And let me go back to this guy here, Rudy Clemens. Rudy did not want to move to Mexico, but his wife Sheila, and they're my age, they're both my age. Sheila told him, watch Bill's videos. Rudy did not want to move to Mexico. But Rudy watched my videos and moved to Mazatlan. He loves it. And if you met Rudy in person, he will tell you, I did not want to move to Mexico. Now he lives in Mazatlan, and he's been there for like 3 years now. He loves it. And sometimes he'll come back to the United States to get medical care, and he hates going to the United States. And he tells me, oh, no, I got to go up the aisle. And then when he comes back, he says, I'm so happy to be back. And him and his wife, Sheila, speak hardly any Spanish. And they live in an all-Mexican community in a modern 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, fully furnished apartment. They are as happy as they've ever been in his entire life. Marco, hey, buddy. Yeah, I love geeks. Yeah, right on. Geeks are delicious. Right on. Okay, winners. More respect. Jerry Dover. Jimi Hendrix Boulevard. They know what's up. That's funny. Oh, Dr. Simi. Also, Also, it always surprises me. It always really surprises me at when I was eating in Butterfly City and sitting there waiting on my cheeseburgers. They were playing the funk. They had big screen. They're playing the funk. They doing rap, and if the rap isn't in English, they got Mexican rappers, and it's funky, man. I mean, and I'm getting ready to get off here, you guys, but the grocery store I go to, La Comer, Tooth Fairy goes there too. Now I go there every day, but they play funky music. Sometimes I'm in there dancing, and it's usually American music. I'm traveling all over Mexico, and Mexicans love some funky American music. Yeah, they do. It's a beautiful bill. Linda Melilo. Buenos dias, Linda. It's great to see you here. I hope you're hearing something that you like. Click that subscribe button. We got many more videos to come. Do the butterflies live just long enough to reproduce? Look it up. Do a Google search. I just visit places. I'm not National Geographic. Hola, bueno, Bill from Albuquerque. Anna Titan, always great to hear from Leticia Silva. That is awesome, Bill. No way. That's the birthplace of my mom. Such a beautiful place. Thank you for sharing. That place, if I wasn't traveling, making videos, I could live in that place in a heartbeat. The thing is, it's a little tough. If I was working online, I wasn't traveling, I could live there in a heartbeat and totally love it. Fall in love with some woman, let the woman take care of me, show me around town. If I was just working online, I could live there in a minute. Mary Jane, thank you so much for contributing to the channel Running Machine. When you are visiting the biggest lake in Mexico, Lago de, when are you? Running is my medicine. I lived on Lake Chapala for 3 years. That's when I first started making videos. Just go back 4 years in my videos, and what Chapala, Ajijic, you'll see drone shots. You'll see a year of drone shots of Lake Chapala. Just go in my videos, go back 4 years. I lived on Lake Chapala, on the lake that you're talking. I lived on the lake. I walked by the lake. I was 5 feet away from the lake when I did my walk every day for 3 years. And then for 1 year after I got the drone, I'd go up on the roof on the house, put the drone up, and make videos about the lake. Yeah, this is why I love Geek, sharing information. Thanks for sharing. The Wi-Fi's, Bill. I'm telling you, man, the Wi-Fi's. You got to check that out, man. And it's not political. It's all information. It's fabulous. Pamela Jones, hola, Bill. I'm newish to your channel. Thanks for sharing your experiences in Mexico. It's my pleasure. I love Mexico. Stable movement. What part of Mexico do you recommend with cooler temperatures? If you watch my video that I put up this week, and okay, so let me go in here. Hold on a second. Let me go get this link to this video. Just give me a second. I'm just going to put this link up very quickly, but I've got to sign in to the channel to be able to do this. And since we're broadcasting, hold on a second. I'm almost there. I'm going to put this link in chat in a second. I got to come over here to content. Okay, just give me a second. Oh, here we go. Okie dokie. Okay, here we go. I'm almost there. I almost have the link, and I'll get right back. Now, here we go. Let me copy this. Here we go. I can close that window. I'm back. Okay, okay, stable stable movement. I'm posting this link. That should show up at the bottom of chat. And that's going to give you 10 cities or towns that have cooler temperatures. And if you stay away from the ocean, stay away from Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, Malaki, Yucatan Peninsula, if you come into all the videos, these 10 cities, or Ajijic, Chapala, Jocotepec, Guadalajara, even, and any of the 10 cities listed in this video all have cooler temperatures with almost no humidity. And it makes life for me so much better. I'm moving to Mexico later this year. Yahoo, Pamela. Congratulations. Join the club. Ray Garcia. I walk across the border and my average plane tickets are 65 to almost anywhere in Mexico, Ciudad Juarez. Cool. Good for you. Taco time for Bill. Yes, it is almost taco time. Same in Germany with the American music. Yeah, people love to jam. Hey, man, I hear 70s. Oh, David, yeah. I hear 70s music in my neighborhood. David lives here in Morelia. Yeah, it's crazy. It's not like Mazatlan. In Mazatlan, they like banda. I hate banda. You know, I hate it. I'm just going to say I hate it. But they have when I was in Chapala, Ajijic, the construction workers, they play banda loud all day. I think that's why I hate it now. But they had some guys doing construction across the street, and they were playing it loud on their little boom box. It was all 70s American music. I almost asked them to turn it up. I tell you, man, that's funny. Okay, my bad. Just trying to give you ideas for your channel. Yeah, running my, I appreciate that. I lived there for 3 years. Yeah. Love geeks. Geeks know what's up. They are hip. Give me geeks right on. There's my link. Okay. I think Mexico City probably has the coolest temp. Wow. Hey, this is pretty cool here. I will be in Morelia. Oh, cool. In Morelia, the 3 to 11 in April. Okay. And for those of you that want to have breakfast, a lot of people want to have dinner with me. But I don't go out for dinners. I only do breakfasts. And I have a little spot I've chosen. I only do that once a month on Fridays at 10 a.m. Central Time, because I'm on the road. I'm editing videos. So if you're coming to, I'm not very social, but so if you're coming to town, you want to get together for breakfast, let me know like a month ahead of time. So, because I only get together with one person for breakfast a month, because I'm on the road most of the time. And if I'm not on the road, I'm editing video. And if I get together for breakfast with you, that takes up almost my whole day. Okay, now stable. It depends on what temps you are used to. I've been wearing short sleeves since I got here in November, but the locals are wearing jackets. Yeah, it's funny, man. Dominique. And my taxi drivers. I take a taxi every day from the grocery store. Every day it costs me $2. I don't care. Actually, it only costs me $1.50. But every day I've got on, I'm in the hood, I'm in the taxi. I got on 2 hoodies. I got on 2 pair of sweatpants. And every day the taxi driver has on a t-shirt and some shorts. Every day, different taxi driver, t-shirt and shorts. And it depends on, but everywhere I've lived in my life, I've always been a little chilly. So it depends on what works for you. Cool. I'll hope to see you then. Book ahead of time. I just came back from Coyoacan, amazing, gigantic city. Way too smoggy. Gotta love Laredo. Okay, right on. All right, so I'm getting ready to sign off, you guys. I'll be on the road. I don't tell people where I'm going, because sometimes when I say where I'm going, there are other YouTubers that start going. They're there when I get there. We saw your YouTube channel, so we thought we'd go there too. So I don't tell people where I'm going until the video is up. Also, I promised you guys, I think a couple of years ago, that I will never put up a video that I haven't showed you the clips on the Saturday before the video goes up. So the Monarch butterfly stuff, all the stuff you saw here today, nobody has seen that but you, because I haven't put that video up yet. So the way I plan my Saturdays and my trips is you guys right here, right now, will always see my trips before anybody else does. All right, I'm getting ready to go. Thank you, David from Morelia, telling us about the altitude of Mexico City. Tooth Fairy, Bill, you have an open invitation to eat some great vegan dishes at my house. Just tell me when. Yum, yum. Okay. Yeah, I want to eat. Oh man, last time I went to a vegan restaurant, I was so disappointed, but I know you got soul, girl. So your stuff must be collard greens, maybe with no bacon and whatever. Okay. Jerry, thank you. Mary Jane, thank you. I want to thank everyone for enjoying this time on this Saturday. Well, yeah, if you're new, we put up a video or two every week, somewhere different in Mexico, different places, different things about the joys of living in Mexico. This is what we do. If you're new here, please click the like button. Click the subscribe button. We almost have 14,000 subscribers, and we are moving ahead every day. So I'm getting ready to head to the grocery store. I'm Bill the Geek, and this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We get together every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Click that subscribe button so you get a notification. Love you all. I love Mexico sincerely. That's why I make these videos. Mexico has changed my life. I feel so happy. And I know a few, I can think of 2 people that have moved to Mexico. They hated it and they left. I can think of 2 people. They hated it, but I love it. I love Mexico, and I try to share the joys of living in Mexico in my videos and when we go live every Saturday. So all I can say is adios. Love you all. Hasta luego. And que te vaya bien. Let's see. I'm trying to get back here to this thing. And thank you very much for people that contribute to the channel. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for clicking the like button. And everybody have a great Saturday, and we'll see you next week. Love you all. Adios.